No, I know you talked on your radio show about not, eating the rat poison, not buying press clippings. Was any of that what's going on tonight, or is that?
I believe so. I mean, I told Keon at halftime, you got no rebounds. What happened to that guy I saw? I told him, you get 5 in the second half, we'll win. Good news, he got 4. He went out and got rebounds. We got out-rebounded today. We had, again, thinking about the wrong stuff. But, it was a really physical game. The screens were, you were getting leveled. And, again, we did some good stuff offensively in the first half. And then, we miss a bunch of, some wide-open stuff, which is fine. You're not going to make every shot. But I thought we fought on defense. And, you look at the numbers, you would say, wow. But, we win the game, we move on. Next game. By the way, Davion played unbelievable today. Really, really good. And you know who was happy for him? Ty. Hugged him. That's what this team has been.
John, I wanted to ask you about the technical foul you got on Oscar. If I saw it right, you didn't think Oscar fouled trying to offensive rebound. How chaotic was this game to try to end?
Well, at one point, they're not allowed to dislodge. In other words, if I have a position, they cannot push me off that position, push back. And when I say push back, I'm not saying an inch. I'm saying 2 feet. You can't screen sideways. You can't. You turn sideways and knock a guy and whack him. You can't. And there were things that went on, and I'm trying to protect my players. I didn't want anybody to get hurt. You're coaching the game and saying, hey. But, again, there were, enough stuff that was done in the game that, like I told them after, guys, if I watch that tape and I'm an opposing coach, I say, let's just try to beat the crap out of a couple of these guys. They'll go away. Can't accept that. You got to beat them 2 spots. You got to be the first to hit. You got to be quick coming off screens. You can't be late so the guy can physically move a foot and knock you down. You can't. You got to be body to body so that becomes so obvious a foul, they got to call it.
You said Mims played unbelievable. Was part of that defense? I thought you put him in early on Pippen to try to.
No, I put him in early because Xavier had 2 fouls. But, again, he is a guy that how about that rebound on that free throw? That was a big play. I'm trying to get other guys to do that, what he just did, and it's just too rough. I try to move, but if the guy hits me, I stop and I run back. He doesn't. He just is relentless. And he also runs the floor. He and Kellen spread the court out. I went later in the game, I just went to Oscar and our point guard and spread the court and just played that way. And the reason I did it, I didn't want anybody to get hurt. It was so physical. So now it's so obvious that you're whacking somebody, they got to call it.
Tyler Greenberg?
Hey, John, you mentioned the physicality of this one, and you and Jerry both seemed at various times to be frustrated. There wasn't a handshake at the end of the game, maybe to do with that without the sweat, or was it just...
No. What happened, I'm looking around the country. Many coaches are just doing what they do in the NBA, which I did. I acknowledged him. But I got worried after the last game. Did you see what happened to one of the Kansas players after the last game? What? What happened? Guy has COVID. He has COVID. Basically, he played with COVID. And now I'm saying, I'm not sure we should shake hands give us another 2 weeks. The stuff we're doing with you, Zooming, it's perfect. I don't need to be in everybody's company. And the same thing with the line. I saw, I think it was South Carolina and Mississippi State. I saw those two coaches, great guys, both of them. They just gave the peace sign and they left. And they told the team, you know, we don't need that right now. But no, that was nothing.
Daryl Bird, go ahead.
Yeah, John, I'm curious if you think a rock fight like tonight might be actually better for you in the long run. How many of those you're going to see once March gets here? You have to learn how to play physical.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine. I mean, they did good stuff. They run good stuff. They create good shots. You know, I'm glad we're done playing them. They got the big kid now. They got another guy with size who can play. So we're done. We're done. If we see him again, it'll be in the tournament. And I hope we don't see him in the tournament.
Larry Vaught will come to you.
I know, John, you talked about Keon's lack of rebounding in the first half, but is it still not pretty encouraging to see him making shots again to that a second straight game for you?
Wow. And they were all big. He made 3 jumpers that were huge. The one as the clock expired. The dunk, I told him, look, you wanted to make it something hard instead of making it an easy play because you might miss it. It's all that mentality that we got to just keep on holding him accountable. But I'm saying this. He has been so much better. Again, all I want him to do is when I look at that rebounding chart, his attempts are in the mid-80s. If he does, he's going to get 8 or 9 rebounds. That his sprints are 17, 18 sprints that are A's and 3 or 4 that are B's. Because now he's going to be ahead of the action. He's going to get a couple dunks. He's going to get a couple threes or 15-foot corner shots. He's going to get, and he makes those. And then that's where he builds his confidence. If you're getting knocked around, it's hard to be confident. It really is. And like I said, I'm really proud of him. You know, like I said prior to the game, don't try to live up. I don't want you to have the weight of the world on you again. You just play. Just play. You don't have to make every shot. You're going to miss some. Just play. Get the weight of the world. Get it off you. You just be a great player and enjoy this team. And he is. He has a smile on his face.
Jerry Tipton, go ahead.
Yeah, John, you mentioned that you saw a little bit of the rat poison out there and mentioned rebounding. Anything else that you saw that suggested to you that?
I got to watch the tape. You know, I watch the tape. I mean, Ty, you know, kind of coming up limping early in the game got me like, oh, you got to be kidding me. And but he came back and played. I got to check on that. I have not seen him to ask him that. We had a short 3-minute post-game meeting. So, but I watched the tape. We're gonna watch the tape probably around noon tomorrow because of this ice storm. We're not going to be able. We were thinking about leaving tomorrow if we could get out, but we're not going to be able to. We're hoping that the ice will subside and we can get out on Friday, but we may not be able to get out on Friday. You know, you know, we're just going to follow the weather, but we're not going to put ourselves in any kind of tough position traveling-wise.
And how good Scottie Pippen both times has put up a lot of points. What makes him so effective?
Well, he's good with the ball. He's crafty. He's good in pick and rolls. He plays great against us. I mean, he always has. Every game I've coached against him, the kid probably averages 30 against us. He wish he played us 5 times a year.
John Hale, coming back to you.
Now that stretch right after Oscar got the 4th foul, Lance came in and got a total blocks and offensive rebound. How much is going against Oscar every day in practice to help Lance get to what he's doing?
Well, let me tell you what's helping Lance. He now has become one of the guys that's in the gym, living in the gym. He's one of those guys now. And so he's building his own confidence. It's not how much I play him. When he gets minutes, he's confident he's going to play well. And so he's out there playing well. rebounding, he fights, he talks, he's smart. He's one of the smartest basketball players we have. And when you have a big guy that's that way and you can run some things through him, in other words, now he can be a dribble handoff guy. He could be a re-screener because he's smart. He can see it. And he's complementary. He complements Oscar, how Oscar plays when he needs to go in. But I put him in. He only had 3 fouls. My staff said we had 4. So then it was like, I think he only has 3. But he had 3 when I sat him down. He did not have 4. He had 3. Got his 4th later. So we had a little screw up that we got to square away because you can't have that in these games.
Larry Vark, coming back to you.
Kind of looked like, and maybe I'm wrong, but one of the rare times that Oscar got a little frustrated a time or two during the game.
I think they egged him on, Larry. And now, what do you think the other coaches that are watching this game are going to say?
Say, rough him up either more.
Yeah, don't let him move. In other words, if he tries to cut, chest him. You know, bump him. Do stuff to aggravate him. He's going to have to be smart because now that's what they'll do. Because you can't stop his progress from running unless you do, and they let you do it. And then you push. What do they say? Well, you fouled. So, you know, like I said, physical game, but it is what it is.
Harold Bird.
Hey, John, I just wanted to follow up there. You talk about roughing up Oscar. Do you now start doing that in practice? Start roughing him up even more to get him used to it?
No, we, you know, tomorrow's practice will be film and script, and, you know, Friday's practice, if we're going to be able to get out, it will be a normal day before a game practice. You can't go crazy. Someone will get hurt. We get ready for a really good Alabama team. I mean, it's, you know, you're on the road, and I imagine it'll be packed like every game we play. Good news is we've walked into arenas like that, so we'll see. It's going to be a hard game for us.